This is Greg Crecia from Electric One, and I'm joined with Nafisa from Recharge, freelance tech journalist. And we're about to take a road trip today from the pantry in Rosebank all the way through to Wolmaransstad to the zero carbon charge station to test the range of the new Volvo EX90 and the VW ID.4 Pro. And we're also joined by Brenwyn in his Mini Countryman SE. So, Nafisa, are you looking forward to it?
I am actually. So we both have been to the venue before. It's our second trip, right? I'm not sure how many times you've been. I've previously been with the Mini, but I'm very much looking forward to this ID.4 Pro. Taking it long distance. Interesting insights, I'm sure.
Absolutely. So the ranges on these cars are quite impressive. It's over 500 Ks for the ID.4 Pro and over 500 Ks for the EX90 as well. But let's put it to the test. We're going to stop in Potchefstroom briefly, and then we're going to keep going, and we're going to get there and see what we can do. So let's enjoy the ride. Alright, so we've been driving for about 25 minutes since leaving the pantry, down to 95% battery so far, 420 kilometers of range. So it actually popped up from that initial estimate of 370 to 420. So that's all about the dynamic driving range that's left. If you look at the trip here, we've got about another hour or so to get to Potchefstroom, and we targeted to arrive there with 72% battery. But also just to have a look at the range and the trip information. So far we're averaging around 18 kilowatt hours in the EX90, which is really good consumption for the size of the vehicle. So all good so far, and we'll give you an update very shortly. Cheers. So we are about 30 Ks from Potchefstroom at the moment. Battery percentage at the moment 85%. What's interesting is the range is still looking quite good, 390 kilometers left. And if you have a look here on the screen on the range of the trip, we're averaging now 17 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. We've done 93. So that means the range is sitting at around 480 at the moment in total if I keep at that consumption rate, which is fairly good considering we've been running the aircon but driving quite conservatively, average speed of around 80 kilometers an hour on these roads. So it just shows you with calculated, measured driving, you can get fairly good consumption and fairly good range. So we'll check in again when we get to Potchefstroom. All right, here we are in Potchefstroom. 3 EVs making it quite easy. So the EX90, just some numbers on it. It's been 124 Ks since we left the pantry. I've got 370 Ks left, and I've got 80% left in the battery. The ID.4 Pro?
I'm on 79%, and I've got 353 kilometers. I've netted 56 kilometers for the stretch.
That's great. And then the Countryman has got 326 Ks left at 70%. So very comfortable drive so far. The average speed I picked up was around 80 kilometers, and at a lower speed, at lower average speed, you get better consumption. So we all expected to gain a bit. So no need to top up charging here at all at the Potchefstroom mall. But we're going to head off now. The next stretch is another hour and about 120 Ks. So let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool, do it.
Cool.
So we are 20 Ks outside of Potchefstroom. We've got 70 Ks left to get to the zero carbon charge station. At the moment, 74% battery with a 350 kilometer range left in the EX90. And what that's telling me is that this current speed and what we're doing is that we've done 157 kilometers, we've got 350 left. So on this charge, at 18 kilowatt hours, we're going to be just over 500 Ks of range, which is really good for the EX90, considering that it varies between anything of between 420 and 550 depending on the driving style and driving pattern. So we've been taking a very easy drive, and so far so good in terms of the range. We'll check in when we get to the station. Okay, so we've arrived at the zero carbon charge station here in Wolmaransstad. Just plugged in the EX90. Started to charge at around 59–60%. The charge session has just started. Let's go and have a look at what speeds we're going to get on this charge session. Okay, so right now the charging session's at 61%, the state of charge of the battery. And we're sitting at 56 kilowatts, so 400 volts, 140 amps. So looking inside the car, 62% now. Charging time left is 40 minutes. I want to get it to 90%. Let's get it to 90% and not 100%. And on this screen is where we can see the charging speed. At the moment is at 57 kilowatts. 64% now, and it looks like the station is capping at 60 kilowatts. And I think the reason for that is that you'll only reach maximum speed with the charger when your battery is really low. So 20% or 15% going up to 60% is when you normally reach the peak of the charging speed. So right now we're stuck at sort of 60 kilowatts, and it's not a fault of the charger or the car. It's just that the battery management system in the car is only demanding that amount of power to come into the car. So we'll keep an eye on it, but right now it's at 60 kilowatts. On this side here, we're about to plug in the VW ID.4 Pro. This one also can charge up to 150 kilowatts, so we'll have a look at what happens when a second car comes onto the charging station. And if you look on the other side here, we've got the Mini Countryman also about to plug in, also on the 500 amp side, and this one can charge up to 130 kilowatts. So let's have a look when all three cars are charging, what the speeds are across the charging station. ID.4 Pro is at 57%. It's moving up to 67 kilowatts now, so giving it a bit more power. I think it's because it's under 60%. That's why we can see a bit more of a higher speed on this one. 68, going maybe even over 70 in a minute. The EX90 is capped at 62, 63 kilowatts, up to 67% now. Three cars are plugged in at the moment, and the ID.4 Pro is getting about 65 kilowatts. The EX90 is now at about 60 to 55 kilowatts. And the Countryman just plugged in, but it was fluctuating between 30 to 35 kilowatts. Seems like these two are holding at 60 and this one's at 30. It's all about the percentages of the battery and what the battery is demanding, or the battery management system is demanding from the chargers. But what typically happens is when you've got multiple EVs at a charging station, the energy that's available, the power that's available, gets distributed amongst the chargers. So it's basically like a fair use policy that each car gets an equal amount of the available power. So the way that the charge station works, obviously the solar systems are producing much of the energy, but if more power is needed, it's possible to also draw off the battery energy system to service the needs of the cars. But ultimately, it's down to the battery management systems within the cars themselves to demand the amount of power that they need. This is nice to see. The speed has jumped up to 95 kilowatts. We're at 76%. You can see here we're almost at 100 kilowatts charging speed. Okay, we're at 87% now on the Volvo EX90. It's still charging at 60 kilowatts, which is nice to see that speed is still there. 5 minutes to go, it'll stop charging at 90%. Charge session for the Volvo EX90 is just finished. We've added in 35 kilowatt hours in about 34 minutes. I've gone from a state of charge of 59% and I've reached 90%. So we can pretty much say that the session is now done. Can unclip the charger. and we're done. Let me drive off. That wraps up the charging test session here at the zero carbon charge station. The EX90 is charged to 90%, the ID.4 Pro is up to 90%, and we're going to leave the Mini Countryman SE just to charge a bit longer. It's sitting at about 73% now, so maybe another 20 minutes and it should be at 90% and good to go. And we're going to go inside now to Farm Flair and just grab a cup of coffee and a bite to eat before we head out again. So I'm standing here with Jan Holliday, who's the owner of Farm Flair and the EV charge station, and we're going to take a bit of a tour through the place, and Jan's going to give us some information about how it's operating and what you can expect when you come to the Farm Flair.
Thank you, Greg. What a wonderful opportunity to have you guys out here with the state-of-the-art vehicles that we are charging here today. Just to give you a bit of background, the initiative from Charge happened about 2 years ago, and we decided to start here in Wolmaransstad, basically between nowhere and nêrens, as they say in Afrikaans, and with the tenacity, the perseverance of Charge management, we managed to build this state-of-the-art, totally off-the-grid facility here. It's growing quite fast. We experience a lot of cars here from different brands, Rolls-Royce, BYD, Mercedes, Volvo. All the cars are so impressed with the super fast charge, and I'm telling you, this is the way forward for the future of electric vehicles, and also to add value to society. Whilst the people are charging their vehicles, they can come into our Delhi and facility here, where they can have a bite and buy something for the road. Our manager here, Malebu, will also take you through. Now we've got ablution facilities here. You can, if you have a baby, you can change the napkin, and for the disabled people, we are ready to welcome you. Let us walk you through here. We try to do everything as organic as possible, coming from the farm. Malebu just passed us there, our favorite cook sisters. This specific cook sisters that is famous and is a household name of us. Then our coffee, I think the coffee is by far the best in South Africa, and not to leave out our favorite biltong. The biltong is from the farm. As I said, we want to do everything as organic as possible. The animals, the vegetables, the chilies, the herbs, we do it all on the farm. Then as you walk through this side, this is a fully licensed restaurant where you can order whatever you like to drink. Our bar lady here, Melissa, she can make you whatever cocktail you want to have. You can enjoy exclusive whiskies, very exclusive wine, and obviously French champagne. Then this side we go out to the veranda. The veranda is more family orientated, where we like to invite families with children, and also in the visibility of our absolutely superior play park, which I will show you this side. The play park is specially designed for smaller kids, and obviously so that their parents can have a clear view on them whilst they're on the play park. And then we try to keep the outside feeling of the bush. Sometimes we make a barbecue right under the trees here to feel people at home. In a nutshell, to conclude, I think the birth of electric vehicles, this is the first station in Africa, Southern Africa, and I think in the world, that is completely off the grid. And it was a momentous occasion when we started off here. And again, I want to say to the owners of Charge who initiated this thing, this is a fantastic beginning, and also the value adding to the economy and to enhance the lives of people in South Africa.
Superb experience here. Fantastic to come here to do the charge test. Fantastic to know that it's the solar panels and the clean energy that's coming off the panels that is now powering these amazing cars. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you again soon.